All right, people. Good late morning now, and I've got some other Seahawks related videos to make later today, but gonna go ahead and get this one out of the way now because the Huskies have a pretty important game tomorrow, and we got to talk about it. First of all, I do plan on streaming. I know I haven't streamed the last couple of Husky games for assorted reasons. Streaming for 3.5 to 4 hours when you don't feel good, it's the worst. Especially when you're trying to put together a good stream. Like I could just sit here on stream for 4 hours and do nothing but cough into my microphone, but I don't think people would like that. So we're back. I'm pretty close to 100% at this point, so let's just go with it. And I want to stream this game because this one's pretty big. Playing the Illinois Fighting Illini. It's kind of our last chance to prove that we are a really good team. Be right back. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today. Get to it and go have some fun with sports this year. All right, welcome back. So the Washington Huskies are clearly a good team. I think that has been established. They're a team that is pretty volatile. Like their offense, which has been great, like stellar in most of the games this year, is capable of completely just getting boat raced by better defenses. I think we can all agree on that, but it's a good team that looks a decent amount better than they were last year. A team that is headed in the right direction. But if they want to prove they're really good this year, like they're taking a big step in the right direction, I think you got to win this game, especially coming off the loss against Michigan. You're at home. You're playing a very good but flawed Illinois team. I think you got to find a way to get the win. And that's what I'm looking for tomorrow. I'm feeling it. I feel pretty good, but I also need to see it. So, Illinois, they are mostly, I look at them and I see a really underrated quarterback in Altmaier. When I was still scouting quarterbacks a little bit for the Wednesday videos, I thought Altmaier might have been my favorite sleeper in this draft. He was somebody that was projected to be like a late day three guy. I liked him. I thought he was good. He's been great for them. So they got that. They got a nice passing attack, and they've ridden that to a 5-2 record. Now, obviously, they haven't beaten any of the hyper elite teams in college football, but they're ranked. They're 5-2. It's legit. That being said, there isn't a ton else on this Illinois team that really intimidates me. Their rushing game is actually one of the worst in college football. They don't even rank in the top 100. They're pretty inefficient. They don't run the ball well in general. It's not the kind of rushing attack that should be able to control a game. Their defense is subpar, I would say. Like you look at it, they barely force turnovers. They get maybe 2 sacks a game on average. It's not great. It's really not a great defense, and they are getting by mostly on the fact that they've got a really nice passing attack, and there isn't a lot else. And on the road, like taking that team and putting them on the road against Washington in a place that is very tough to win. I mean, I think we all understand that Washington, even when they were at their weakest, like last season, when they were a mediocre team, they still went undefeated at home. They beat a couple of pretty good teams at home as well. They did some things I didn't think they were going to be able to do at home. So you get this flawed Illinois team at home. I think you got to take care of business. and maybe you're going to get carved up on the back end a little bit, but you are starting to get some of your players back. I don't know what's going on with the offensive linemen. I know that our left side is still really beat up. I don't yet know if we're going to get our left tackle back or our left guard back. I don't know what's going on with Azzopardi. I don't know what's going on up front. I'm assuming that even the team does not know and will not know until kickoff. But regardless of any of that, I need to see this team get it done with what they have. Because this is not Michigan. Michigan, great defense, right? Fearsome defense, and they really abused you last week. Like, this should be very different. You're at home. It's not a 9 a.m. start. It's the circumstances should be very different. The weather might not be great. I guess that's one mitigating factor here. But look, we play in the Pacific Northwest. It rains sometimes. You got to build a team that can get it done in the rain, or else what are you building? Like, let's be real here. This is not some team that gets to play half their games in a dome. So if you can't perform in the rain, then what are you doing? So yeah, this is, to me, the last realistic chance to prove that you're a team that deserves to be ranked, that you're a team that I don't want to say should be in playoff contention because I don't know about that, but should be at the very least on the cusp of that. And that if we do end up going like 9-3 this year, which seems very feasible, that we are a credible 9-win team, because we've had 2 notable tests so far this year. Maybe Maryland was, I don't know. Depends on who you talk to, depends on who you ask. But for the most part this year, Washington has taken care of the weaker teams. They've taken care of the games that they were expected to win. And while I don't think they played poorly against Ohio State necessarily, they still lost. And of course, last week with Michigan. You lose this game, you've got 3 pretty soft games coming up after that, 3 pretty winnable games, games that you'll be expected to win, and you're not going to get a lot of credit for even if you do win them. And then you've got Oregon in the final game of the year, and I can't imagine this defense doing anything positive against Oregon. Like, it's just not there yet. So if you lose this game, you're probably headed towards 8-4, and 8-4 is fine. I'm not against 8-4. I think 8-4 would be adequate to prove that the team is improving, but it's not going to really turn any heads. You're not going to get a lot of positive attention there. You're going to be the team that took care of business but couldn't actually prove they belonged with the big boys. And I understand that Illinois is not necessarily a big boy themselves. They're barely ranked. But it's the closest thing that you're going to have a chance to get a skin on the wall with. You beat Illinois, I think that's a skin on the wall. And it's something that you can tout at the end of the year, because recruiting is going to be tough. We're going to lose 2 of our best offensive weapons in Boston and Coleman at the end of this year, probably. Azzopardi's probably gone as well, and he's at least a starter on the offensive line. And for the most part, over the last couple years, Washington has been one of the teams that loses recruits to the transfer portal. Guys keep leaving. We need to revert that. We need to change that, or else we're going to be stuck in the middle for a while. Okay, that's what I got. I think we're good, but I also want to see it, because other than maybe Maryland, and I think that's a little more debatable, this Washington team hasn't really, they haven't really landed the big one in their boat yet. And look, Illinois is not really a big one, but it'll do. We win this game, we're probably going to be ranked on Sunday, and we'll probably remain ranked the rest of the way until we play Oregon. Because the rest of the games, feeling pretty good about. Obviously, you got to take care of business, but I'm feeling pretty good about the rest of the games until Oregon. And, hey, if this team can end up at 9-3 at the end of the regular season, I'll take that. And then obviously you got a lot of work to do after that, but hey, program will be headed in the right direction at that point. Okay. Everybody have a great rest of your day. NFL football stuff coming later, but bow down to Washington. Let's get this done. See you guys on stream tomorrow.